Yeah, just right on the end.
All right, what we have to do here, as we discussed in our council, we have to make a motion to appoint Jeff Edwards as our city attorney. So we need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion.
I need a second. Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Jeff Edwards is our city attorney. You can have it.
All right.
You'll be
Well
back.
deserved.
Is that so you remember your name?
Yeah.
So I don't think he's Jackson Arnold, probably.
Okay, next thing we have to do is, since Wendy retired, or Wendy, quit her job and has got another job, we have to vote on making Jessica the city clerk. So I need
I'll make that motion.
make a motion on her as city clerk. Need a second? All in favor? Any discussion? Motion carries. Now, some of you all may or may
Don't
not.
forget the retro part of that.
Only this. Hers is retroactive from October the 23rd, 2023. Okay. Also, as some of y'all may or may not know, Missy, if you would stand up, please. This is Missy Curry. She's also retroed from October the 16th, but we need a motion as her as deputy clerk.
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor? Any discussion? Motion carries, retroactive October the 16th. Okay, we took care of all that stuff. Let me know when you're ready. Huh? Okay. Next thing on the agenda is acknowledgement of any guest, which is like all of y'all. So who wants to speak first?
I will.
Go ahead.
I'm Vicki Burkeen. I wanna know what was decided, or what y'all come up to about the trash. If
Okay.
it's mandatory for everyone, or,
Okay, what we have done, we had a meeting with Halls. It is a legal binding contract for 3 years. Everybody that lives in the city limits is mandatory to have the garbage can. And so, at this point, there's nothing, we can't get out of the contract. The only way yeah, that's it, he done, he ain't been gone 5 minutes, I forgot his name. You know,
That's what happens.
as he told you all once before, the only way that this can be stopped at this time is if the state declines our ordinance, okay? And so at this time, you know, we haven't heard anything from the state, and we probably won't. They still haven't approved the one for 2021 for Benton yet, so who knows how that's gonna go.
so we had to bring it up to the State Department?
No, the state will look at our agreement that we have, and they can approve it or disapprove it. It's up to the state. It's not up to us, you know, so the state has to do that. So it's all left up to them. Okay? So, and that's where we're at with that right there, folks. I mean, that's, we're in a binding contract with Halls, and we have to stand by that contract. One thing the city doesn't wanna do is have a black mark on their record for having contracts and backing out of them. Because there are contracts out there that we could do that are a good thing too, but people won't even, look at us to even try to give us any kind of a deal, if they know that we're gonna back out on the contract. So, we're stuck, we're there. And that's just the way it's gonna be for the next 3 years. We're already 7 months into this.
Yeah,
Paul-
7 weeks.
Pardon me?
2 months.
I mean, 7 weeks into this. And,
3 years.
we have, Paul's is still doing anywhere from 180, I think it is, to 183 cans per week, picking it up. We have people that like it, we have people that don't like it. But, you know, this was an improvement for the city. And the council had,
No.
Your opinion.
Your opinion.
Yeah,
we all have our
like
opinions.
nearly $11,000.
What's
opinion.
$11,000? What's $11,000?
That's what you're that's what the city is bringing in off of this job.
No, it's not. We get $270 a month is what we get off of that. $270 a month.
This is, 12,
We get $270 a month.
So why they
Times
don't-
that times 12.
so why
Times
they
that by 3.
You might be
See what you come up with.
I thought that they said that, the lady that was the treasurer said that there was 10% of that came off the top.
5% for a franchise fee and 5% for the, I don't have the contract in front of me, but it's 10%.
Well, that's
Okay.
where the confusion was.
Right, so it's just a 10% thing, and we get $270 a month, is what the city makes off of that.
For all.
We're not getting rich, okay? We're not getting rich at all. What's that 270 pay for? It'll pay for a new stop sign because the kids are tearing them up. It'll pay for a new
Or the
road sign
roads,
the
like,
kids are
cause
painting them
my
up.
road has gotten bad since the trash trucks come through. Potholes, you know, and my road, it's
And
changed my
we're working on
roads.
that with a
Right.
blacktop guy right now.
But
I
we're
have
back
a
270
question.
Pardon me?
I have a question. Since they've started picking up, I've got more trash rolling through my yard on trash pickup days of trash cans being dropped and things blowing out of them and blowing across my yard. I thought this was gonna make it better. That was the whole point.
That was his
I-
opinion.
Maybe
last
you
week-
could
That
speak
was
with
his
him
opinion.
about
Last
that.
week, and I'm not gonna mention any names, but I come out my house and there was garbage strode from my driveway all the way up to the bridge. I went out there and raked it all up, picked it up, put it up in garbage, and threw it away myself.
I did too.
Are there gonna be accidents? Yes, there is, okay? And the person that garbage that it was is actually for the garbage can. Where the garbage came from, I don't know. All I know is when I went out my door, garbage was stretched all the way across the road.
When I went out my door, the garbage cans on both sides of the road were not even set up. Where they picked them up, they dropped them. And stuff was blowing out of them, so apparently
If
everything
they picked them
that
up,
they
they were
dug,
empty.
they weren't completely empty because stuff was blowing down the road towards me.
I'll talk with Halls, make sure they're
I would
empty,
appreciate that.
okay?
I mean, in the future, would things like these be optional to where we could vote on them
Right.
in the future?
No.
Because you guys
No.
might not have went through with that contract had you have consulted the city, because we would have not voted for it, so
Ma'am,
then.
we sent letters to everybody.
Yeah, I still have
You
that to
sent
say,
letters
so
after
I'm
the
not
fact.
sure.
Everybody got letters.
No, they didn't.
You sent letters after the fact.
It was on your water bills, it was all
No, it
there.
was not.
That there was gonna
Maybe.
be a vote, would we have a say in it before?
Do what?
That there was gonna be a vote, is that what the letter said?
No,
No.
Oh,
What
that
did
you
it
were just planning on doing it?
no, just that they had done it.
Yeah.
Look,
So who is it at the state
When the
that we
city
need to
comes up with
contact to
something-
appeal this?
When the city comes up with something
Just
like
sue 'em.
this, okay, we don't have to get a vote
Sue
from
the
the
town
public.
council.
You don't
and
have
have
So
them
you just
involved.
do what you want and you don't care about the people, is what you're
If the-
basically
no,
telling us.
You're wrong. If the people want to voice their opinion, they need to come to the meetings. None of you all
It
have
don't
ever been to
matter.
any of these
You're right,
meetings
you're right.
until the garbage thing started.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank God, it's a
So
blessing, we're all
nobody-
here now.
Nobody in this room ever came to a meeting
You're right,
until we started picking up garbage.
you're right, that's right.
Until we had a trash can in our driveway,
That we
we had
didn't
no
want.
idea where it came from,
Right.
why we had it.
You're
You know,
right.
Because there's not nothing on a bill,
You could have
nothing.
asked. You
We
know,
We
didn't know
did.
to us, but we're here
And
now.
you got your
We'll be
answer.
here now.
After
You
the
weren't happy
fact.
with it.
after the fact.
You got a garbage can now?
So,
No, y'all come picked it up because we told you we wasn't gonna use it.
Okay, you know, you're still paying for it, but.
Yeah,
that's
we're
what
still paying
We
for
didn't
it, but
have
it's BS. It's,
That doesn't.
it should
make-
be optional.
Doesn't make good sense to me.
It
None of
doesn't
this
make
makes
good sense
sense.
to me
Yes,
that
it does.
if you could have made it optional, the way I
Still
see
trash
it.
blowing all over the
Yeah, there's still
highway.
trash blowing all over the place. You didn't make it optional, you made it mandatory. That means it's 22 something to
I wanna
do
know
a
who we need to
contract
talk
with
to
them
at
if
the
you
state
want to
office
do
to
it.
appeal it.
It's 15 this way, so you crapped on all the people that didn't want it to say
No, I did not.
750.
Yeah, you did.
Yes,
Yeah, you
that's
did.
why everybody sees
That's
it.
why we're here.
Yeah.
No, we did
Because
not.
we're not happy with it.
No, we did not.
So anybody that has a Republic, I guess service, they
They're not under
can,
contract with Republic.
oh, do what?
They're not under contract with Republic. I know 2 people that had Republic, and they've already quit picking up their they picked up their cans and they're done. They were not under contract. They were on monthly, just like you are here. Only difference is, we're mandatory. But anybody can do that.
Is this being charged to Hilldown Hardin Apartments?
No.
No,
No.
It's different.
that would be
It's a
double
business.
dipping.
It's not
Yeah,
a.
that would be the government, yeah. So like, was the end game with all this to try to like tidy up the,
We're trying to clean up the city, ma'am.
right, which is a great idea. It's sort of
That's what I
strange
think.
though, the unfortunate part is
But we
with
get no
this
support. We
service.
get no support from the people.
Well, I have an idea.
No,
If,
'cause we didn't
Cause you
want
didn't
it.
ask us.
No, you
if
just wanna
we
leave
We
it.
did
can't,
ask.
they can't get rid of the big stuff anyway,
Hey,
so it's still sitting there.
look, we're in the contract. We can't get out of it. That's it. We're done.
I don't sit here
we
and talk
said-
about it.
Great night. You've had your 5 minutes. We're
That's all we
done.
did?
I haven't said anything.
It's 5
I
minutes?
want to
Yes,
remind
maybe we need to
everybody
talk
that
to
I
the
begged y'all
state.
not to sign a 3-year contract. I said, please do not sign a 3-year
Dana.
contract.
It is over. There is
I
nothing
just
else
want
we
to
can
say
do.
I told you so on the 3 years.
Proud of you, okay?
So
Now, we're done with this issue.
get an
okay?
attorney and so
It
on.
is what it is. We're where we're at, and there's nothing we can do about it. So you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting,
Oh, I
or you can leave,
Stay.
okay? And that's where we're at. So if you wanna stay, stay. If you don't, y'all have a wonderful night. And
I'm
hope
staying.
you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay.
That's right, if we left, they'll vote it for
You
it.
push something else down your throat.
Yeah, he's right, we didn't show up like we
Kevin
should.
Neal. Kevin Neal, I'm sorry. Kevin Spraggs. Kevin Spraggs.
Oh my
I went,
gosh.
didn't even get your attention because you're wrong name. Hey, I'd like to meet with you two after this, okay?
That's fine, but we'd like to discuss what we came here to discuss with the council.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let y'all go.
I'll let you know in 2020, you may not know, but in 2020, before I took office, my name's Eddie McGuire, by the way, I'm your district court commissioner. This is Judge Spraggs, Jeff O'Brien with Jonathan Creek Water District. We're here, there was some discussions about Jonathan Creek Water, tying on to Hardin Water. And the reason for that is to build redundancy in the system to where, as some of us know, Benton feeds water to Hardin. If Benton was to lose water, Hardin would also lose water. I'm on Hardin Water as well. The benefit to that would be if something happens in Benton, you have a main break on Murray Highway up north. Instead of losing water, you would revert over to Jonathan Creek Water. In 2020, I believe some equipment was purchased. You correct me if I say anything wrong, Jeff, but there was some equipment purchased either with grant funding or possibly some CARES funding to do that
One
time.
or the other, it was $6,650
To do that time, right?
to buy the parts to do this tie-in, because John Creek Water's got a line going to Brewers about 10 feet from y'all, right out there on 402. And they looked at where it dead ends this side of the Wadesboro Road to tie into it right there. And it was to feed y'all in case of emergency. And it was gonna be no cost to the city of Hardin. The taxpayers with this grant money paid for all material that Johnson Creek Water's maintenance crew was gonna install it free of charge. And there was a rate set up for this, a wholesale rate, provided that y'all would need water. And on the other hand of that, it might be a sense that we might need water. We might even come back the other way in the Brewers area. That was the initial plan. It was, like I said, not to cost Hardin nothing. to have a backup plan for water.
And I think that's what we're here for, is to let the council know that we would still like to go through with that plan,
And we are.
to help build with that redundancy.
We are. I contacted Jonathan Creek Water. We were gonna try to have a meeting. But since then, I've had some medical issues and I've been out for most of September and all of October. I got emails from his office, to set up a meeting with him at their facility. So once we get things going, then, this is all, you know, we've already discussed it. The old contract that we had said that, and it was only a year contract, which I don't understand that because it's permanent, so it really shouldn't be a year contract.
We're regulated by the PSC over there, and we have to do things in small packages.
Okay, that's fine. And then the cost, the wholesale cost in the original thing was $2 per 1,000 gallons that we would pay Jonathan Creek Water if we used their water. And now they jumped it up to $3.40 per 1,000 gallons. So after talking with my maintenance department and other people, we were definitely gonna do that. I just gotta get a hold of him and get a meeting set up and all that stuff so we can get it going.
That rate was changed due to the PSC when we had the tornado. North Marshall lost water. Most people didn't even know this. And this just goes to show you what having redundancy can do. They lost water. Jonathan Creek supplied North Marshall with water. It was a seamless transition. Most of the customers weren't even aware of. But during that whole event, Jonathan realized they did not have an agreement in place with North Marshall to do so. So they reached out to the PSC and had a discussion with them, and the PSC, correct me if I'm wrong, the PSC set that rate.
Right.
It was not Jonathan Creek Water.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying that the rate went to $3.40 per 1,000.
I've done a lot since I took office this year of disaster preparedness, and we have to have things in place when it happens. We can't wait till it happens and, okay, we need to do this. So this is just another instance of that. There's no cost to the city for doing it. There's no cost to the city monthly or annually or anything else for it being there. So I would say the least of anybody's worries will be, is this gonna cost a little bit more in the event we have to flip the switch and turn the
Right.
valve?
That's not a problem. I was gonna handle that, after this meeting and get a hold of them next week and see what we can do about getting it going and where it's gonna go and all that kind of stuff. I got a handwritten map of what you all have laid out and all this kind of stuff, so it's,
Our crew's on go, we could do this pretty fast.
I was gonna say, why are we waiting since 2020?
Well, the carts was not ordered till January of 22. This started in 2020. And they are available, like I said, somebody'd have to put locates in and get right of the area out there, and it wouldn't take long to do. So, you know, y'all need a backup plan, and we're all set up.
not a problem at all.
And we might need it too. We may have trouble with feed brewers, and we could just open it up and let it feed brewers. You know.
Not a problem at all.
There is
We're on board. We're ready to go.
There is no monthly minimum on that, so that rate only comes into play if
Only
you
comes into
absolutely.
play if we have to use their water. Yeah. So.
They'll also give you two sources. You may be able to negotiate rates somewhere down the line, who knows? Better than having one, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I'll get ahold of y'all next week. We'll meet, do whatever we gotta do.
We're here to help.
Appreciate it. Everything helps. Good thing.
We love you. Well, thank you very much.
I don't know if I'm gonna accept that.
It showed when the tornado got down, we picked up North Marshall there, I mean, they called me and said they're out of water, can we open that valve? And I said, open it. I said, we worry about the particulars later, we would let the state or the PSC set this rate. And we were actually paid for what water, we pumped water for about a month, so.
That's cool.
Everybody was happy, they drank it,
It'll work. Appreciate you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you.
All right, next thing on the, agenda is insurance renewal.
Y'all can pass these around. I'm Deborah Blankenship. I'm the owner of the Life Associates. We do the city's health insurance. I think y'all know me. So every year, we have this meeting about the renewal. So currently, you guys are with United Healthcare through a chamber association, which gets you a discount. And the grand total for the health insurance for all of the county employees is $2,182. I'm gonna leave off the cents. And your renewal went to $2,637. So the employees have a $2,000 deductible, a max out of pocket. That's your worst case scenario. So if you go to the hospital and have, God bless you, bypass surgery or something like that, once your expenses hit $6,250, then United Healthcare pays 100% above that for the rest of the calendar year. Your office visit copay is $35, specialist $70. Your ER, it says, so it's saying their deductible, so that means your deductible is applicable there. The $300 looks like it's a good thing. It's not, it's a penalty. So that is if you go to the ER, if my child's running 103 fever and I don't wanna wait till morning and I go to the ER, they're gonna hit me with the penalty because it wasn't really an emergency. So that, I just want you to understand that, because sometimes people think that's $300 for all you can get at the ER. After your deductible, the plan pays 80%, the employee pays 20% until we get that maximum out of pocket that I already talked to you about. If you go to an urgent care center, that's $100 copay. You can see the drug copays, they're at the bottom, 10, 40, 85. If you had a $250 copay, that would be a specialty drug, like something for some kind of cancer or something real serious. So that very rarely comes into play. So that's what you've got, and that's what you would have if you just pay the increase. So I'm gonna stop right there. Do we have any questions so far? Okay, flip that page. I'm gonna come back to page 1. Flip the page. Now, what we did here is we shopped this, the same benefits with other companies. So we tried our very best to give you an apples to apples comparison. There's always a few differences. But if you look at the rates at the bottom, they're all right at $4,000, give or take a little bit. So if you're looking at a renewal of $2,637 a month, and your options are almost $4,000, your options don't look competitive, okay? Questions about that? Okay, so let's go back to the first page now. So what we've learned so far is we're gonna need to renew the benefits with United Healthcare. That's gonna be our best option. However, if we wanna raise the deductible, raise the copays, we could reduce the price a little bit. So if you take a look at that, if you go to a $3,000 deductible, the rate comes down a little bit. If you go to a $5,000 deductible, it comes down a little more. Okay. What are your thoughts on those plans?
What's your recommendation?
My recommendation is to renew it as it is, unless the city needs to, I don't know what your financial situation is, if you've got a big budget crunch or you're having to cut, then we could look at, reducing. The problem with reducing these is you don't save much. You know, like we're looking at saving $100 or $200 a month, grand total, to cut back the benefits on the employees. So, you know, I hate that it's that much of an increase, but when I look at the options, it still looks like the best option to me. The city pays, you help me if I'm wrong, the city pays all of the employee and 50% of the dependent?
They pay 60%.
60%, sorry. You already told me that, didn't you? 60% of the dependent. So what we've got here is 4 employees and only 1 has dependents. So that person is paying 40% of the dependent cost. So the actual cost to the city is, you know, less than that $2,600 because we've got the employee that is helping pay for her dependents. Okay? Did I lose anybody? So my recommendation is to renew this as it is with United Healthcare through the chamber plan that is getting you all a discount.
Yeah, we need a motion.
I make the motion, we go with the renewal with the current company.
Need a second? Second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Okay, and just a note for you, you've also got a vision plan, it has no increase for at least another year, so. All right,
Alrighty, ma'am, thank you.
thank you. God bless. If there's any problems, I'll let you know. Thank you. All right, we'll see you guys.
Next thing on the agenda is the ABC Stress Property Administrator. Wendy was doing that when she was here. This time, until we can get some other things straightened out, I'm gonna take that over. I've gotta get bonded. $1,000 bond is all it is, all required for the ABC person. We have to get Jessica bonded, and we have to get Missy bonded also, as city clerk and deputy clerk, they'll have to be bonded also. But that's where we're at with that, it's not a big deal, I just want to let the council know that, that's where we're headed with that, that's how that's gonna work out for right now. And other than that, the next thing on the agenda is our Christmas party, our Christmas dinner. We have, were you able to get a hold of Four Seasons?
I was gonna call today and then everything else going on first.
Okay.
We can still call.
We'll get a hold of Four Seasons too, and see if we can add them to this, see what their quote will be. We have several ways to go, having it catered here through, the keg or the sirloin stockade. We reached out to 4 or 5 different companies, and those are the only 2 that gave us any kind of a price on that. So what we will do, is take and, we'll get a hold of Four Seasons and, tomorrow, and see if we can get this added to it, and then we'll let each of y'all know what's going on as far as costs and stuff goes. Okay, so, right now, I think last year's cost was like $2,600, I think. So we're gonna try to reduce that.
That was just what was budgeted for it.
That was budgeted for it, right, it was budgeted 2,600, I don't know the exact total of expenditures on that yet, but that's what was budgeted.
I have an opinion on that. I think it should be somebody in the city. I think they should have preference.
And I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's also about saving money. So, and I know you, Dana, you wanna save money. Everybody wants to save money. So, it's about saving money for the city.
Has anybody
Okay.
contacted Archers?
Do what?
Has anybody contacted Archers?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the council would want, pizza or hamburgers, but, it is an option.
Yeah.
We can, I did contact them, but I'm not sure, I didn't know if they catered, so we can call.
What? second, it's the Tuesday after the December meeting. So the December meeting is December the 11th.
I know, I don't think
And,
that's
so it had to be December 12th. All right, and then again, distressed properties back on the list again. There's gonna be some notices go out next week, on distressed properties. And once we get those back, we'll see what we can go and do from there. Anybody have anything else they wanna discuss?
Grant does.
I asked you about putting a slow sign up down here on the railroad tracks.
Yep.
Back early.
Yep.
I've not heard nothing about it or anything.
I've got the sign. I've just been, like I said, I've had some medical issues, and as soon as I can able to use a slam hammer, I will put that sign up.
I'll put it up.
I'll do it.
Okay,
Yep, I'll do it.
good.
So, yeah, it's ready to go.
Thank you.
All right. I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor? Adjourned.
Hey, how do you get like the minutes or how do you get the information?
You have to ask them, yes.